back again. Back up on you. Back up in the heezy baby. Shall we intro? Starting with you.
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Because I think something's in here with us.
I think we're fine.
I don't know. We both said we just saw something, and then we just said, "Oh, fuck it, let's just start recording." And in my mind, I'm thinking, "Are we gonna die on this?"
Just the last
recording?
episode?
Is this the last episode? Season finale?
We're right by the patio door, so we could just, hop out.
I don't know if we're gonna see it. I feel like it's gonna get us before we even notice it. Predator style.
Damn.
Yeah.
What? Are you gonna do that thing you talked about, where you throw me in front of it so you can get away?
No, I think I'm gonna get stabbed. I don't think I'm gonna get a chance.
Is it right in front of us, but it's using camouflage techniques?
It wanted to attend the live recording of Painfully Tight. Yeah, at least it's a fan.
It's gonna get us at the end of the episode.
Damn.
We're just gonna finish the episode and be like, now where was I?
Damn. All right. Well, I guess let's at least give it our best ever. If this is the last show, let's go out on a high note.
Wow. All right.
Best show ever. Let's do it.
This is what makes me. This is who I am.
At least this was probably the least, ironically, this is probably the least bad intro.
I say so. Damn.
Yeah, see, we both saw that, right?
Yeah.
We
that
both
didn't look
just
so
saw
good.
That was a little bit weird.
And neither of us are checking it out.
Hey, it's been a wild ride, brother.
It's been a wild ride for sure.
Guess we'll just get into.
Yeah, we're about to just pretend.
It's not upset the powers that be.
We're not going down.
So, how have you been?
Well, tired.
Oh, yeah.
Dealing with some powerful insomnia these days.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
But it is helping my, what's that word? Productivity? Yeah. It's helping me in the way that now, the order of events that I do things in is a little different. So I wake up extra early, work on any music or any of my projects that I'm doing, watch shows.
Oh, that's not really productive.
It's not productive, but at least I'm doing it
Squeezing it in, though.
Yeah, squeezing it in there. And then I get up, we do our stuff, #nothing for the whole day. And then,
Let's not make it sound like that. Damn.
Oh.
That sounds rough.
Well.
Okay.
I was lying when I said we're doing nothing. I meant nothing in the way of, it's nothing.
It's nothing to us.
Yeah.
This is such a wild life to us. We just adapted to it.
It's every day for us. But yeah, that's where I'm at pretty much.
How's this, when did you start noticing this insomnia?
When was that we got high?
Oh, like a couple weeks ago? Almost a couple weeks ago?
Exactly that day. Because I remember, I thought it was when that happened, but I guess not. I guess it was the next day when I tried to go to sleep. It was like, oh wow, I can't.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's weird.
That might be why. I'm not sure, but I feel like that's why.
Wow.
You think it has anything to do with, smoked Joel?
That's true. We did. Dude, this is Joel. Joel's joining us for our episode.
Wow.
We're putting it together. Well,
Shout
out Joel. Yeah, we smoked Joel 2 weeks ago. I forgot about that. That explains kind of a lot.
It actually does.
Yeah.
Why is he?
Yeah.
Why is it not affecting you? You're
for the record.
well.
For the record, I didn't want to. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because he could sense that I didn't want no part of it. I was peer pressured into doing it.
Also,
Bullied somewhat.
I feel like I did smoke a little bit more of it.
Yeah, you got a nice...
I took all of Joel.
a nice lung and a half of Joel.
Man.
Yeah, that was a little disrespectful, probably.
But you know what? He'll always be with me in here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's why you ain't getting no sleep.
Man, that's
why you're not getting enough sleep.
This is not worth it. Like, I would have just not smoked.
Do you, what was the date again that you had put for Super Hentai?
Super Hentai.
When are we getting that?
I said July 7th, and if I didn't say July 7th, just know that I actually want to have it out before then, so, you know, no later than July 7th. Right. Just, if I didn't say July 7th, just take that as...
I'm just going to keep asking you, because I'm going to keep holding you accountable to it. Well, I want that. I want that music. I want some new music.
Well, all right. I'm actually pretty excited to drop it. I feel like I have to. It's a move I have to make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, for me, it's not much to catch up on. No. Yeah. I mean, been watching some World Cup. Been getting into that, enjoying it, learning. It's been pretty. I think I'm at the age now where I can enjoy it.
Any team you rocking with at the moment?
Croatia and Mexico.
All right. Don't say Brazil. That'd be kind of bandwagon-y.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's bandwagon. What isn't.
Brazil, Argentina.
Because I feel like for where we are, Mexico is bandwagon.
Actually, yeah.
You know, I feel like that's kind of what made me go to Croatia, is because I was like, oh, I don't know any Croatians. This isn't bandwagoning. I'm just choosing based off what I see. As
I said earlier, I got England. That's my squad.
Yeah, well, they took an L. Yeah, they took an L earlier. First one since 1936 to Belgium. Oh wait, not Belgium. It was Belgium? Yeah, it was Belgium. Yeah, it's long overdue.
Jarring loss.
Long overdue. But aside from that, you know, watching some World Cup. That's it.
Man.
That's about it. It's all World Cup.
And, you know, doing social work, if you will.
What does that mean? I'm not a social worker.
I'm definitely not a social worker. Like, doing social media type work, you know.
I don't consider it work.
It's nothing.
It's a lifestyle. It's nothing to me.
It's easy.
It's easy. It's like work.
Bodying people in Madden?
Oh, yeah. I'm so good at Madden, man. Like,
I feel like that's not the way you should say that, but continue.
I'm just... Normally, I wouldn't... I'm not a huge trash talker. I'm not a... I normally save the words, and I show you how good I am when I play you. Because I don't know, you might be... When I think of games, like when I play NBA 2K with people or something, I don't talk a lot of trash. I have a lot of confidence in my ability. I have a pretty decent record. Pretty decent showing that I've put up against people. But I don't talk trash. I just be like, let's play, and I'm going to show you how good I am.
I feel it.
But with Madden, it's a different story. Madden, that's my life. That's my life in Madden. And the other thing is, it's so hard for me to find matchups. No one plays me. No one will play me. I used to be humble. I used to be like, oh, let's play a game of Madden. Yeah, but no one wants to play me. So
no one's really trying to play Madden is part of the problem.
Is Madden dead?
A little, yeah.
Is it dead? Man, it's not dead to me because I've been playing it since '96.
That's right. Following the franchise forever.
Yeah, it's not dead to me because it can't.
It's not really dead to me either. I just, I feel like outside of us.
But yeah, no, people don't ever want to play that. They definitely don't want to play me at it. But if there's anyone out there, this is the challenge. It's going out.
Go ahead and try me.
the challenge is going out because it's been a minute since I've taken an L. It's been a while. I have not taken an L in a long time. So
Especially in exhibits.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if anyone is willing, the challenge is out there. Here, okay, actually, let me break something down because I just thought about it. One of the reasons no one plays me is because I only play. I rarely ever play online.
Yeah.
I rarely ever play online. I used to play online and I used to dominate, but that was when online play was free. Now that shit costs money. I'm past the point of paying to play online with people. I'm play with my friends, and then if there's a party
free?
and someone has a PlayStation in the room and they're down to play Madden, then I'll play with them. But I don't really play online anymore. So just know, anyone who's taking this challenge, we will have to meet up. That's part of my game. Part of my game.
You're Kimbo slicing these.
Yeah. We're
these
just gonna show up.
I'll bring the do-rag on.
I'll bring my controller and let's play. So, but there won't be any online. So I'm sorry if you were about to accept the challenge and you were like, "Oh, let me send him my PlayStation tag or whatever." I don't even know what it's called. PlayStation name.
Yeah. PSN, right?
I guess.
The PSN name.
I guess that's what it is. Sorry, there'll be none of that. Not yet, at least. Maybe later on, I'll pay to pay for some online service, and then we can get it popping. But for now, we're gonna have to meet up. So you just say the place, send me your location. That's what's gonna happen.
Please don't.
That's what's gonna happen. Send me the location. Let's do it.
So before we get into it, I'm gonna just drop this, and then we'll get into the first topic. I'm gonna say the word character. Then Javon's gonna say the word character. Tell me if I'm the only one who's hearing something weird with the way Javon says character. All right. So this is me. This is Rashawn. Character.
Character.
All right. Just go ahead and let me know. Maybe I'm tripping because
You're definitely tripping.
Of course you would say that. You're the one saying it.
You're definitely tripping.
Yeah. All right.
I know how to say the word.
All right. Well, we'll let people be the judge. Now, before we jump into this next topic, I will have you know that I'm in the dark on this a little bit. I know you might know a little bit about it, so I wanted to ask you about it.
Okay.
So, I read this early in the morning because that's how I got started on everything. Nick Diaz is facing a domestic abuse charge.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And most recently, his bail request was denied. Now, see, he wasn't present at a hearing in Las Vegas. When was that? A little bit ago. It's a domestic violence incident that happened in May. Now, he's supposed to have a $100,000 bail. What can you tell me about this?
I know very little about this incident. I heard about it. I heard about him getting arrested for a domestic dispute or violence or something like that. And then I didn't hear anything about it, so I assumed it got squashed. But I guess what actually happened, what it seems like, is he was just going to ignore it.
Probably.
I think that was the plan.
A little bit.
Just if I ignore it, it'll go away.
Well, also, his I guess the claim they're making on his side is that her claims of where he supposedly hit her don't match up with the injuries she actually has. To which
but if
the
he didn't
judge
show up,
did agree.
then it doesn't matter. She could be lying, but he didn't even show face.
Well, yeah, he didn't show up. I think that's why the judge refused to allow bail, because she was like, well, you didn't even show up.
Yeah. And that's kind of a thing that we know about Nick Diaz. I mean, I know this is serious. This is real life. This is, a domestic violence allegation. But even if you look at his fighting career, he has a tendency to not be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. That's kind of the thing he has.
He lives a very I do what I want lifestyle.
So if you don't know Nick Diaz, he's a fighter. He's under contract with the UFC currently, but he hasn't fought in some years because he's been suspended, and he's failed. I think a drug test or two. He tested positive for marijuana.
Oh, that's still why he's gone?
No. So the reason he's gone now is because once you're in the USADA testing pool. The USADA is the people who organize the performance enhancing drug test. So once you're in the testing pool, you have to give them locations and contact information so that they can contact you, and you have to let them know where you're going to be so that they can test you. So if you live, let's just say you live here in Las Vegas. So you live here in Las Vegas, you have to where do you train? You train on, Rainbow and Warm Springs. You work in Summerlin or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You have to give the locations where you're going to be, give your contact information. And if you're going to leave, then you also have to tell them that. So if you're planning to take like a month vacation soon somewhere, then you have to say, okay, so for between this date to this date, I'm going to be in New York City or wherever the hell you're going to be. You have to update them. It's basically like probation.
Okay.
It's like being on probation. And so the reason he's not currently fighting, he's currently suspended, is because he did not update them on where he was going to be. So when they showed up and he wasn't where he was supposed to be, and then they tried to contact him and they couldn't get a hold of him, he didn't technically fail a drug test. He just wasn't where he was supposed to be when he said he was. And so that's one incident. Another incident is there was a press conference. He had a title fight against George St. Pierre before, and it was just a press conference. He just had to show up, do his media, answer some questions, do a stare down for pictures, for photo ops, and that was it. And he didn't show up. He just plain old didn't show up, and when they called him, they didn't know where he was. No one knew. It's not just that he doesn't show up, he also just doesn't ever contact anyone.
Wow.
So this does sound like out of his book. Just not showing
believable.
up. Yeah, just not showing up to court. That he just does that. And to be honest, I don't know if it's on purpose or if he just has a bad habit of like getting really high right before he does something important and then forgetting to show up to it. Because he stays high. He stays high.
I was supposed to be in court.
So I'm like, maybe he just loses track of time. Because that happens.
It does.
That definitely happens. It's happened to me.
Yeah.
But as far as anything else,
operate while high. I've never had to do tasks.
Yeah, well, I mean,
know what I'm saying?
Some of those things you wouldn't be able to do if you were sober, like drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as everything else in this case, I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on, but it looks like he's kind of getting. This could be going way smoother for him.
Yeah,
and he's just kind of fucking it up.
They actually might have denied the bail either way, but it could be helpful to show up because the judge erred in the side of being like, well, you know, her injuries don't match up with what she's saying and everything like that. But he's just living life how he wants to live it. I'll show up when I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't really know about that.
He's trying to pull a Conor McGregor, showing up late to the press conference, but it's
you
like,
don't
no,
do
you
that
need
in
to
court.
be here.
Yeah, you don't do that in court. Press conference is one thing. You're not in danger of getting arrested.
But well, all right. Do better, Nikki. Where were we? Yes, that's right. Joe Jackson Now this one I read early and I was pretty shocked because last I heard he was sick. I don't know when he passed, but yeah, he died at the age of 89, pancreatic cancer. I'm pulling up this specific article because I was not aware of these things, but Latoya Jackson, she was mourning the death of her father, and she was actually, I don't know why, I didn't get to look into it fully. She was receiving scrutiny, receiving, I guess, because well, in the past she stated things along the lines of things that he had done to her. So I guess people were seeing it as, you know, things.
Yeah, I don't know specifically about what's going on with her, but I know it's been mostly positive things that people have said about Joe in his passing. But I know that right before he died, people did have I had seen a lot of shit talkers online
as always,
about how he was an abusive father and such. Yeah, I mean, the facts are the facts. He did a lot of things that, especially in today's society, would definitely be frowned upon.
Definitely.
But he did. I guess it's kind of a mixed feelings thing. Like, yeah, you might, as a father, you might feel like he could have been differently to his family, to his kids. But as like as a businessman in entertainment and music, I mean, he did an amazing job at giving his kids an opportunity. So you kind of have to weigh it out, because like, yeah, he might have been extremely hard on them, too hard, most would say.
Like wrong methods, but you can appreciate
too hard,
the end
but
result.
The doors that he opened for them, the thing about where their family would be if he hadn't.
Yeah.
You know, he took that family from that small town in Indiana to making the Jackson family like a notable family in the world. So I think she should be, but I think in LaToya Jackson's case, it's her family, it's her dad, so no one should have anything to say about, it shouldn't be anyone else's business on how she mourns the loss of her own father.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how, like, I was thinking this to myself the other day, the death of people has changed a lot since I was younger. Death was such a big thing that I felt like when I was younger, you wouldn't hear anyone have, like, disrespect towards the person who died, or definitely no disrespect towards people mourning them. But now people have so much to say, as if, like, death isn't, like, this thing that overall is bad, or is sad, I should say. I feel like people have lost that touch towards it.
Yeah, it's mainly, I guess, the same thing that it always is just that people have an outlet. Because in the past, what would typically happen is if someone would die, or the family member, they'd lose a family member that would pass away, you would give them their space, give them their time to handle it the way they handle it. And despite your feelings or your relationship with the person who passed, you wouldn't bring it up to them, or at least you wouldn't bring it up to them for a certain period of time.
Exactly.
Like, there'd be a time limit on, I'm going to be completely respectful of their feelings and their space right now, and if I have something to say, I'll let some time pass over it. And then if they did have things to say, they normally confide in people who are more separated from the situation.
Yeah.
You know, now that's what's happening, but they're confiding in people publicly.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. They're doing the same thing, but it's a different world. It's just a different world now that we live in. You can't say those things. I mean, you can. Obviously, everyone has the right.
Exactly.
The freedom is right at the tip of their thumbs. But it gives us all an image of being desensitized to things. I don't think we're that much desensitized. I think we've always been kind of shitty. I think people have always been kind of shitty. There just wasn't as much of a microscope over us
That's
to
true.
really expose us. Because that's really what it is now. We're getting exposed for the shitty people that we are.
But I mean, we do all have the choice. We like, Latoya didn't ask you to chime in.
And that's why, you know, nice people, good people, thoughtful people, they don't just react. They don't just pop off. They do think about it. And those people have always existed. But then the shitty people have always existed too. Just the shitty people were able to blend in better.
That's true.
Now, it's such a clear divide between, that's a shitty person because they don't respect this person's family at all. They just got...
I like that term, microscope. You use.
Everything
like
to say the next day after it happened. Mm-hmm. And then you have people who are still thoughtful and putting the social media microscope over them isn't going to expose that they're a shitty person because they're not. They're just a genuinely nice person who is thoughtful of other people's feelings.
I see.
So with this, it's her dad, it's her family. If all is forgiven for her, I guess that's what they're saying is that why is she mourning loss of an abusive father? If it's her dad and all is forgiven for her, then let that be her. Let her handle it. That's all I really got to say on that.
And R.I.P. Joe Jackson.
Yeah. This is a pretty heavy episode. You got us some heavy topics here.
That's why I held on to that, but I kept it in the earlier because we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Just in case this is the last episode. I really hope not.
Yeah, I'm like, man, this might be our last episode. Hopefully, you might not be. Now that I'm thinking about it, if this is Joel, you smoked his ass.
Man, he's getting vengeance from the inside out.
Yeah, you smoked his ass. He's about to drive you insane.
All right, let's just get back to the topics then. I'm a little nervous. An Elvis impersonator wore his costume to a date. Now, let me fill you in on this. Elvis impersonator arrested back on April 2nd in Florida after responding to an ad as part of an undercover sting. Now, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit here, even though I have this right in here in front of me. We got a Craigslist ad posted by the cops to catch predator. I don't know why this is so specific. This man's request towards the ad was, "Oh yeah, no problem. I will show up in my Elvis costume."
Wait. So the cops were running a sting operation,
exactly,
and they sent the ad out.
Yes, they put this ad out here that, in their words, looking for others like us.
What was this thing for? It was for prostitution, or
it's for this underage
daddy-daughter
dating.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're posing as other predators.
Yes.
So they're making a group.
Because this specific
like
story is his dad who is like basically putting his daughter out there in a way.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. It's like a trade.
So he's talking to someone that he believes is a 13-year-old girl's father and offering his child for daddy-daughter sex. This man's 64. He bragged during an e-conversation that he would bring a small vibrator, rubbers, and lube.
Okay.
Yes. This was all in there, and that he would show up and be Uncle Elvis.
Oh.
Yes. Now, he was dressed in his alter ego's costume, white jumpsuit, and American flag cape. He thought he was going to meet the girl for the date. Showed up. They got him. They pounced on him. He plans to have... Oh, yeah, this was the part that caught me as I'm reading through. He planned to have her sit on his lap and have the child's skirt right up her thigh and ask Grandpa if he liked what he saw. That's very specific
really
and so creepy.
Damn, that's creepy.
And did you see the dude? Did you see him?
Okay, so I'm just going to say, since everyone listening can't actually see it, if you are a fan of WWE and wrestling, if you currently watch WWE, there's a gimmick that Matt Hardy is doing currently. It's called, what is it? Broken Matt Hardy?
Woken.
Woken? Oh, it's in WWE. It's Woken.
Yeah.
He looks like Woken Matt Hardy. I'm not. Am I bullshitting?
Old, really heavy Woken Matt
That
Hardy.
looks like that looks like Woken Matt Hardy.
It does.
So he looks like Woken Matt Hardy. And if you don't watch WWE, if you don't watch wrestling, but you're thinking, I wish I knew what Woken Matt Hardy looks like, don't fret, because I have a different reference. What's that movie where Johnny Depp is a barber? You know the movie?
Not Scissorhands.
Not Scissorhands. He's like British and he's a barber. It's one of those.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he looks like that as well. He looks like Johnny Depp in the movie.
It would have helped if we had the name there for that.
He looks like that.
No, he does. I couldn't put together what he looks like.
And he's talking about, well, the Uncle Elvis thing was funny, but what did he say to the grandpa thing?
Oh, ask Grandpa if he liked what he saw.
Ooh.
Now, by the way, this is him basically putting in his requests of what he would like the girl to do once he's there.
So he's basically like a creepy Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Wow.
And well, creepy Elvis actually.
Okay.
Man, I don't even know what to say.
So then when he got there, obviously there was no girl and he just got
arrested on sight, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Like, he could have, if I was in control of who got arrested, if I saw this dude walking down the street or walking down the hallway of a hotel wearing that outfit with the kid, I would probably have him arrested then.
Anyway. I mean,
so yeah, he's a little weird.
So in Vegas, though, you wouldn't do that, though, right? Because we have a whole bunch.
By the way, the movie is Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney.
He looks like Sweeney Todd.
He does.
He looks like he's either Woken Matt Hardy or, if you watch Johnny Depp movies, Sweeney Todd.
And you have references for days.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have said the male Cruella de Vil is what I would have said.
So, man, he just... Not that they had a good image or a good reputation to begin with, but I feel like this is a black eye for Elvis impersonators.
It is. I feel like after all these years, that's the thing that'll finally start to decrease now. It's like, yeah, I'm all right.
And what...
Don't want to get mixed in.
For me, that. What is, like, the thing is... Why... Because from what it says, he didn't ask, or the ad didn't ask that he come dressed as Elvis. He just threw that in. He's like, oh, I'll throw this in for free. I'll come dressed as Elvis. Why?
Nothing points to nothing points to her
I'm
liking
trying to
Elvis.
Get inside of his head, because he was like, was he thinking, oh, I'm about to flex on these bitches. I'm about to show up as Elvis. I'm showing up as Elvis. Thing. I'm showing up having sex with little girls dressed as Elvis. Is that
Is that a thing?
Because
I gotta say, it sounds like a weird ass thing. It doesn't sound like a popular thing.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is was it for him or was it for them? Like, do you think they are going to be so wild? Like, maybe he thought to bring down her walls to make her feel less uncomfortable. He was like, everyone loves Elvis. She'll definitely open up to me a little more. She'll be a little less weirded out by it if she sees it's Elvis. Or does that really get him
jazzed up?
Like, that really gets him focused for pedophilia.
Man.
He puts on, that's his giddy up.
All the more weird.
He puts on the cape and he's like, I'm ready to rape little kids.
That almost makes me want to make a movie about that. The main character is a Elvis dressed killer.
That would actually be, I think that would be pretty scary.
Call it like Killer King or something like that.
That would be pretty scary. But this dude, I'm thinking
64 years old, man.
Did the cops, did they have a little bit of a chuckle?
They had to.
They probably had a little bit of a chuckle.
And you gotta imagine, he's walking in with a goodie bag, some lube, and some vibrators in there.
But I'm also thinking, well, let's be realistic about this. If he's that serious about the Elvis costume, you know what else he's probably really serious about? The impersonation. So he probably came in the room with the voice and moves, and as a cop, even though he's a disgusting piece of shit, like I'd have to laugh.
You're probably right, because he is an impersonator. He didn't just buy that costume.
Yeah, so that means he came in with the voice. He probably sang into the room. He sang his way into the room, and then he did the little dance, the little
the
knees
dance.
Oh man, I would have to laugh, even if I kept a straight face and I was like, "You're going away for a long time," you know, you scumbag. And then once we threw him in the cruiser and he drove away, I'd have to go talk to the other cops. Like, did you see them? Did you see him?
You saw that, right?
He was totally serious, straight face. Straight face came in as an Elvis person.
He went out still in character.
With a dildo in his hand. Like, I'm picturing him doing the Elvis dance with a dildo in his hand.
It's flopping?
It's flopping around.
Oh my god. That's Grand Theft Auto shit. Like, that's the only place you would see that.
That's really bizarre.
Or Saints Row.
Where was this, by the way?
Wild. Florida, I believe.
Oh, we should have known, man. Didn't I say? I said
you
this
said it last
on one
time,
of the other episodes. The craziest shit happens in Florida.
Brevard County. Is that Florida?
At this point, I wonder if...
Yep, that's Florida.
If people in Florida they're competing. Is there a leaderboard for crazy?
And is this like normal stuff? Because here we read something like, I don't know, what's really normal here? Normal
is traffic accidents.
Yeah, traffic accidents. Is that what that is for you? Like, oh, another one. Because this is very bizarre shit.
Oh, we got ourselves another Elvis pedophiliac.
Raping ass Elvis impersonator. God,
that's it's Florida, man. I feel like there must be a crazy leaderboard that they're like one upping each other.
Man, it's a competition.
They're one upping each other. Everything. How is it that all of the crazy is so concentrated in that one spot?
They're gonna be the first state to start the purge. If it's a one state, it's them, and then like Chicago.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you know how there's the global warming and the sea levels rising and stuff, and they say Florida's shrinking.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff makes me think maybe it's for the best.
You're doing too much.
Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. You gotta turn it around. Do better, Florida.
What's funny is this next topic, I don't know if you read that at the very top.
Oh
I didn't notice that at first.
Oh my god, what is this?
Miami Herald, alright. A Florida woman reported for jury duty. She had cocaine and meth in her pockets upon arriving for jury duty. Now,
before you even say anything, I'm going to start out by giving her just a little bit of slack.
On what?
Jury duty is a headache.
Okay.
Let's be honest. Jury duty is a headache. No one wants to do it.
But you're showing up to a government building with drugs?
Is it smart? No. But if her thinking is what I think she was thinking...
That's fair. Cocaine can get you through anything.
So what happened here?
All right. Newport Richie woman walked into a judicial center to find out whether she would become a juror. Oh, that's the other thing. She was reporting for jury duty that she wasn't sure on. She showed up because she was like, "Hey, do I have to come to this or no?"
Okay.
She could end up not even having to go, which is even worse. To show if she had jury duty, if she'd become a juror. She's 39, by the way. Now, she set off an alarm during the security screening at the building's entrance. Now, upon checking her, let me just get this exactly.
Oh, the metal detector, right?
Yeah. Found with two... One, don't even know who's transporting things this way. Found with two folded foil packets in the pocket of her cargo pants that had white powder. And a test confirmed... Oh, and a straw Wait. Yes, a straw that tested positive for methamphetamine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
And the powder was 0.6 grams of cocaine. Just to be clear. Now, I'm gonna just say this back on what I was saying before I said that. Is that a regular way people transport their cocaine in foil packets that are easy to read?
I'm not an expert, but I don't think it is. And I think even if it was, if your plan was to seriously get in there with it, that would have been, you would have had to call an audible. Like, even if your usual way of carrying your cocaine was in foil wrap, aluminum foil wrap, well, when you're going to the courthouse, maybe you should trade the foil wrap for saran wrap, maybe a sandwich baggie, like normal people, like normal crackheads.
Because actually, being ratchet is what got her caught. It wouldn't have scammed if it wasn't aluminum foil.
Yeah, you would have just walked right through.
That's, you know what I'm imagining? They're just staying there, just expecting to let her pass.
So do we know if she had jury duty, or did she?
That's what she showed up because she wanted to know if she had jury duty.
But was she right, or was this not even the date for her?
Let's see.
This wasn't even her date, and she just got herself.
The sheriff's office said Mittler had not officially been chosen to be a juror, but was in the process of finding out that afternoon. So most likely she wasn't.
So
now
you showed up on your day off.
Charges.
So now you are the court. You are the trial.
That's.
You showed up on your day off with like cocaine wrapped in foil.
That's, oh man. And then
maybe she's trying to preserve the freshness. I don't know.
When they say a straw for like, is it like a pixie stick full of meth, or they mean to snort methamphetamine?
I think that's what they mean. I'm pretty sure that's what they mean, but
like a regular straw?
Probably. What, do you think it was a crazy straw?
Or like, those snorting people, they have those like little short straws.
Well, that's a regular straw. It's just shorter. And I don't think they like to be called the snorting people.
You're doing drugs. I can pretty much call you whatever I want to call you.
Well, jeez.
I mean, you're ruining your life. I'm pretty sure your reputation isn't the thing you're worried about.
I feel like, because, I have to connect the dots in some way. When there aren't answers, things don't add up. Javon has to go on and create his own narrative, just so that I can make peace with it. Because I'm the type of person, I'll still be questioning it. Hours and hours later, I'll be like, what was she thinking? Why was it wrapped in foil? So, here's the scenario that I just put together. So she was at, like a function, like a barbecue, family cookout or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she picked up some cocaine. There's a plug. She was like, hey, let me get some cocaine.
Some cocaine.
And they're like, all right, for sure. They're like, oh, I don't have anything to give it to you in right now. So there's like, what you want to put it in? And she was like, pass me the Reynolds wrap. Yeah, give me that Reynolds wrap. Yeah, you want to just pour it in there, and then I'll just roll that up for later. And then she's like, oh, I have a court date. I have jury duty today. And she ran out with the foil in her pocket. And I just thought about it. You said she was wearing cargo shorts?
Cargo pants.
Cargo pants? What is this? What era is this from? You're showing up to jury duty wearing cargo pants?
Man, that's...
Was she wearing Dickies?
Oh, man.
Was she showing up to jury duty in some Dickies?
Man, that's not... And her words was she forgot it was in there.
That's, well, yeah. As I'm saying, like, she had a couple of...
It was too many pockets. She probably checked all of her pockets.
That's, you're very right about that.
And she's like, clear.
You're very right, because when you have cargo pants on, you think you've checked all your pockets? Nope.
It's hella pockets.
I've lost my keys in cargo shorts before. Because I'm like, which pocket did I put them in?
If you ever buy a really good pair, people might know what I'm talking about. They have these kind where there's pockets inside of your pockets, or like on top of your pockets, I should say. Though it's always those ones for me. I always forget.
So yeah, she was a bad mixture. Cargo pants, Reynolds wrap, jury duty. Those things, none of those things go together.
She didn't even. Could she possibly like? Because isn't that you have to serve jury duty, right? Like you have to do it. So couldn't she like go to jail and then get out and still have to do jury duty?
Well, I think that's the funny thing is that I think if you've been arrested for something serious like that, like drug possession, you can't be jury duty. So maybe this was all just an elaborate plan to get out of jury duty, but you got into the slammer.
It's kind of genius.
But see,
depending on how you look at it.
Just to go backtrack, the Florida news. So this is also from Florida. Mm-hmm. This is what I mean. Anywhere else, this would be a pretty crazy story. Because it's in Florida, this isn't even that crazy. This is some regular shit for them.
I actually had to scroll to find it. It's not even. This isn't even front page type of stuff.
Not for Florida, because they have Elvis
got some
impersonators.
pretty wild things going on.
Carrying around bags of dildos.
Man,
this dude had a bag of dicks. Dressed like Elvis. Putting the good name of Elvis next to pedophilia. I can't believe that. What do we got?
just thinking. Okay, I know we're moving past this. In what world was that a gift? In his words, he was bringing a gift for the girl, and that was the gift.
Yeah, Elvis was the gift.
No, the vibrator.
Oh.
All those things, all the sex-related objects were for her. Merry Christmas. This is for you.
From Uncle Elvis. What a shame.
Oh, my God.
Get it together, Florida.
That's, I believe...
Florida should start exiling people.
Yeah.
They should exile the crazies.
They have a pretty decent population there, don't they? They probably could afford
exile the crazies, man.
Do a little bit of expunging going there.
Yeah.
So, that's where we're at on... That's where I was on topics, or where I'm at on topics.
Okay.
You got anything...
well...
for the peoples?
One thing is... This... is anyone else interested in the speculation of the free agency in NBA?
Oh man,
because I am. I'm high. I gotta say that's entertainment. Free agency in the NBA is entertainment, man.
I'm on the edge of my seat as if it's about to happen at any moment.
Yeah, I'm just
like I'm about to get the word.
I keep checking my phone. Like, has there been a decision? Has like anyone openly committed to where they're gonna go? I'm on this. I tried not to be. In the beginning, I was like, oh, yeah, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of, headlines and stuff just to give sports journalists something to talk about in the off season. But they got me. It's good. It's entertaining. Today, what I was looking at was Stephen A. Smith said that he had sources that told him that LeBron texted KD to talk him into meeting him in LA with the Lakers. And
no way.
Well, the funny thing about it is that Stephen A. Smith is a liar. So I didn't know how else to put that. I was trying to put it the nicest way possible. But the funny thing was that everyone just got on his ass on Twitter.
Called him on it?
They was getting his ass.
Hella called him on it.
Everyone was getting him because he's like, oh, he's such a liar. He's so full.
He's like, nah, nope.
He's so full of it. And if you take a second to think about it, you're telling me that you have sources that listen or that not just listened and overheard a private conversation between LeBron and KD, but somehow unlocked LeBron's phone or KD's phone and was like, "Oh, yep."
He has shoulder peekers. You know, when you catch someone peeking over your shoulder, looking at what you're doing on your phone. That's what he has. He has spies.
But what is the likelihood that Stephen A. Smith has spies in the homes of KD and LeBron James, in the inner circles that are close enough friends with these men that they let them read their texts.
He implanted people in their lives.
He doesn't.
For the sake of having the inside scoop.
It could be true, but the way he presented it is obviously a lie. Unless someone told him, and someone being LeBron or KD, how would you know that? Because I don't know about you, but when I text somebody something, I don't put my phone down and go, hey, just so you know, I was just texting my brother, and we were talking about next year where we want to go for vacation. That's not a natural conversation. I don't just text someone and then instantly from texting them start blabbering about my text to other people in the room. That's not real. So I don't even believe in it. Now, with that being said, if it is true that he's texting him, what would that mean? Who is that a bigger hit to, like legacy-wise?
Man, LeBron.
You think?
Yeah.
Because he's already did it once. He already called around one time and formed a super team.
Okay, that is true, but I feel like it's the timing. Like, he's arguably not after those last two games, but he's arguably what stopped LeBron directly was Kev.
Oh yeah, the last two finals, he's been getting personally cooked. LeBron's been getting personally cooked by Kevin Durant.
Yeah. KD.
So that is weak sauce. But it's not a surprise because we knew, one, that's where we are in the NBA today, where we got a lot of soft players who they only want to play with the other best players. And then LeBron has done it. So it's like, yeah, we know that that's what he wants. We know that he wants help. He wants to play with the best players. They are friends. Mm-hmm. Him and Kevin Durant have been friends for a while now. So it's not... I think it could be a bigger hit to LeBron, legacy-wise. But I think it's more important for Kevin Durant not to. Because, yeah, he has 2 rings now. And he looks, if you just give him the eye test of what he can do on the court, he looks like the best player in the world. If you imagine what the best player in the world looked like, skill-wise, athleticism-wise, physical attributes-wise, it's Kevin Durant. A 7-foot-tall wing who can do it all. That sounds like the best player in the world.
It's true. I would say
However, he's won 2 rings, but with a whole,
power squad,
a power team that's been put together, a dream team, if you will, that's been put together. He was the Finals MVP, but so much support. He didn't have to play a full season. None of them did, really. No one has to play a full season on that team because they'll still come out with 60-plus wins. And when the times get rough in the playoffs, when most players have to dig down deep to win a series, I'm not saying they don't dig down deep, but there's always someone else who can dig down deep.
Yeah.
When everyone's having a bad game, Klay Thompson shows up and has a good one. Mm-hmm. Or Steph shows up and has a good one. Or KD shows up and has a good one. They have someone to lean on. So he doesn't get the same... I'm not, at least, not for me. He's not going to get that same level of respect for 2 rings in the Finals MVP because he did it with that team. And then going to the Lakers with LeBron, he will especially look like a player who only could win with other great players.
That's very true.
to me.
You got a good point. I don't know, but I just feel like it's apparent what happened with LeBron. LeBron was like, this team, you've brought in some guys, we've made some trades, made some moves. I'm not winning with these guys.
Right.
Let me bring in a champion who just beat me on the Lakers. Let me bring in a champion who is trying to find his way on another team. He's bringing in all these guys. It looks like he has to shield himself.
Yeah, the biggest soft thing about how it would look for LeBron, if that was the case, if he really was trying to convince KD to come join him, is that grouping up together in a big three, in a super team, is one thing that old school fans, old school players just frown upon. Mm-hmm. That looks soft. But what's even softer than that is joining the enemy. That's something that is always going to look bad because that's what KD did. Yeah. They blew their Western Conference Finals in Oklahoma City, and then he went and joined Golden State after losing to them in the conference finals. You always are going to look so slimy when you go join the team that just beat you. Now, technically, he's not going to join them, but he's inviting him. So that's what would look soft about it. But, because I remember Kobe said that one time. Kobe, I know I reference Kobe a lot. It's because I love the man. He's a hero to me.
Black Mamba.
And so, Kobe, when the Lakers lost to the Dallas Mavericks, they got eliminated by the Dallas Mavericks. They had the squad with the three big men. They had the three towers. They had Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, and Andrew Bynum. And then in that offseason, Lamar Odom went to his contract expired. He opted out of his contract with the Lakers, and he went and signed with Dallas. Mm-hmm. And Kobe was like, "I'm not mad that you left the team," because Kobe kind of basically was like, "You weren't helping that much anyway." He's like, "I'm more mad that you go and join the enemy." It's one thing.
Team? Sorry.
The Dallas Mavericks. He went and signed with the Mavericks after they eliminated him, and he was like, "That's some weak shit." It's one thing to leave the team.
Yeah.
But you're going to join the team that beat you?
That's traitor shit, right?
You feel betrayed. But at this point, I don't know if KD cares. I think he's fully embraced the role of the heel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's fully embraced that. No one likes him. Mm-hmm. No one likes him. He was the squeaky clean babyface his whole career in Oklahoma City. You know, his mom would be at every game.
And he made that heel turn. He's not going back.
And he made the heel turn. And I gotta say, he's doing well with it.
And because he realized, he's like, actually though, like, this is everything I wanted. I got money.
Yeah, not everyone does well with the heel turn. You know, LeBron had that. Because LeBron was the baby face. He was the golden child in Cleveland. And then when he left and headed out to Miami, he had that people didn't like him anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, Cleveland fans were burning his jersey and booing him so bad that first game he played in Cleveland was a wake-up call because they actually had to like beef up security. Well, when his first game back in Cleveland, and that first season, he tried to embrace it, but it didn't take. He didn't like it. He doesn't like being hated, especially not at that point in his career. He was just not comfortable being hated, and you could see it took a toll on him mentally over the course of the season. It took a toll because it wasn't that people hated. It would have been different if it was like the Warriors, where everyone kind of as a collective doesn't want the Warriors to win.
Yeah,
they don't specifically hate one person on the team. People didn't dislike the Miami Heat. They didn't dislike Bosh or Wade. They disliked LeBron. So he was like the lightning rod for the hate of their team.
I was actually going to say that.
And it weighed on him. and then he ended up losing that first final. He won the second final, and then after that, that's when they kind of took the pressure off of him. They're like, okay, we like you, LeBron. We're cool.
Pretty good.
We're cool with you.
But
he didn't step into the role as well as KD. You know, KD he's happy being hated. He's perfectly fine because he's getting rings.
He just puts his headphones on.
Yeah.
Bob him before the game. Like,
I gotta say, I'm
making racks.
To me, he's way more entertaining now than he was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
That whole, you know, my mom comes to every game and I'm a choir boy type role. I didn't like that.
Choir boy.
I didn't like that. I was like, oh, it's cool, but it's boring.
All right.
But now he kind of has a mean streak. Like he kind of, especially you know when you see him play against the Thunder and he gets to join off with Westbrook.
Yeah.
I like that now. It's more entertaining. But real quick, I know we're at the end here now. I want to hear your thoughts on MVP.
On MVP, man. So it's hard to say on this. I'm actually glad you brought this up because I would have been a little mad if I forgot. But it's hard to say on this. But I saw this photo. We got a side-by-side comparison of LBJ's stats and James Harden's stats. And I think it was only one stat category where they were equal. And the rest of them, LeBron was above James Harden.
It was their field goal percentage.
Field goal percentage, yeah. LeBron's beating him in all the stats. But, you know, Harden's MVP. But you did make a good point that it's like, all right, if LeBron's not going to be the MVP, then who would you want it to be? And I'm like, it would make sense to be Harden. He makes sense. But as I tweeted, I think LeBron got gypped a little bit. He got gypped a little bit. Arguably, one could argue. I think after careful consideration, I'm like, I think I can stick with James Harden's MVP. Good job, James.
Yeah.
Put in that work.
My question to anyone who feels like LeBron got gypped is, if we hadn't seen the playoffs yet, if the finals hadn't happened yet, if today was the last game of the regular season and you found out that James Harden was MVP, would you still feel like LeBron got gypped? If you didn't know the statistics, if the season just ended and we said that James Harden was the league MVP, would you feel like LeBron got gypped? Because my feeling is that the reason we all feel like LeBron was more deserving is because of his performance in the playoffs. Now, yes, he did have a great regular season, don't get me wrong. But I feel like it goes a little bit deeper than just the numbers. Now, LeBron, he played 82 games. James didn't play 82 games. He had higher in all the number categories. Mm-hmm. But also, you got to look at systems, what they mean to their team. How the MVP is it a question of who's the most valuable player to the NBA or who's the most valuable player to their team?
Yeah.
And I think if you looked at it, you would be able to say that James Harden is more valuable. You could make the argument that James Harden's more valuable to the Rockets than LeBron, and it's by a hair because they're both the most important piece on their team. Mm-hmm. But that James Harden is slightly more important to the Rockets than LeBron is to the Cavs, for the reason that James Harden, this is my reason at least, James Harden is a Mike D'Antoni offense. And James Harden, he has the ball in his hand. He gets as many touches as anyone in the NBA, probably the most. I don't know exactly, but the ball is with him all the time.
Yeah.
He directs traffic. It's pretty much all ISO, and then him setting other people up. Mm-hmm. LeBron does get to share. Other people, not a whole lot. He doesn't got a lot of help, but he does get to share. Other people control the ball more. They run ISO, but it's not like all LeBron ISO. It's everyone does ISO in Cleveland. True. Everyone's running ISO. Whoever gets the ball, this ISO play for them. But in Houston, it's James Harden. Everyone clears out, and then James Harden makes a play.
But you do have to take into consideration this season he has CP3. And they were doing a good amount of team play there between the two of them.
They were doing a good amount of team play, but if you look at the touches, the reason it worked so well, CP3 being here, was because CP3 is a great team player. He's great at playing his role to the best of his ability. That's CP3 for you. So when he came in, he knew whose show it was. He knew it was the James Harden show, and he was coming to play a role. He knew he wasn't showing up to Houston to be the number one guy. Yeah. That he would be taking the back seat in terms of everything. In terms of shots, touches, everything, minutes. And he did that, and he did it great. He did a great job of being like, it's James Harden's team. I'm here to help him. It's not the other way around. It's not me coming to win a ring for Houston. It's me coming to help James win a ring for Houston. So it wasn't like he was sharing touches that much. Chris got his touches, but it was the James Harden show. And when you take into consideration how great of a season they had and how much pressure it is on someone, when you have to be the one touching the ball every time down the court, that's a lot of pressure.
All the way to
every play is built around what you're gonna do. Your court vision, your shot making ability, your ability to draw a foul. It's all centered around you. And the amount of games they won with that, with him being that piece, that's a pretty big deal. I think that's a really big deal. To be able to make that, because that system is a system where it calls for a hero. Yeah, it calls for a hero player, not just someone who wants to have the ball in their hands all the time, but someone who is able to do that efficiently. Like I said, I would not be arguing whoever won. If LeBron won or James won, whoever would be the MVP, I wouldn't be arguing. They both deserve it, in my opinion. But I can see why, in my own looking at everything, all things being considered, I could see why James would be considered, why he could get edge out LeBron, mainly because it is a regular season award. If it took into account the playoffs, I would definitely say LeBron, because in the playoffs, I'd say that's when Chris Paul played a bigger role. That's when he came and played a bigger role, was in the playoffs.
It became it was the two of them.
And whereas LeBron had that ridiculous MVP playoff season, MVP caliber regular season, in the playoffs, he didn't take a step back. He arguably stepped up even to another level. Yeah. He had like 6 or 7 40-point plus games just this postseason. So if it took into account the playoffs, LeBron for sure. It just being the regular season. Also, in my opinion, I always look at your value to your team goes bigger than just what you do on the court. How you are in the locker room, how well you fit into the system, not just the X's and O's, but the personalities in the locker room. Well, in Houston, it was quiet. All they did was they put their heads down, they won games. Cleveland, it was a soap opera the entire season. First, it was the drama with, Kyrie's out. Now there's this feud with LeBron and Kyrie. And then Isaiah Thomas finally got healthy and he was playing, but then he was a pain in the ass. And he was starting drama in the locker room. And they traded him out for a dusty bag of nickels. And then there became that there's all these young guys who LeBron has to basically teach how to be hungry and play in the playoffs, because none of them have ever been in the playoffs before. It was a soap opera the entire time. Tyronn Lue getting caught in the middle between, LeBron and the owner of the Cavs. the rumors of LeBron talking, or like the rumors of LeBron leaving in the middle of the season. You don't get that from James. You don't get all that drama that comes with LeBron being in your locker room. So I know they probably don't consider those things. I consider those things. That's why I give it just the edge to James Harden.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we talked about that.
Enlighten the people a little bit.
Yeah. Open their eyes a little bit. But yeah. So we're here at the end of the episode, and
it's about that time.
We're alive. Still alive. That means we must put on a good episode.
I was going to say a little bit, though, while you're talking there. My heart started feeling empty. Don't know if that means anything. Don't know if that's coincidental.
Your soul's being taken. But with that being said, you can go ahead and people can still follow your social medias.
Yeah.
You know?
It'll be like one of those creepy social medias, though, because I'll be dead. But, yeah, go ahead. So, as per usual, Twitter. Go ahead and get your boy at SeanJohn101010. Find me on SoundCloud. Blacc Cash, BLACC, $CA$H. Did I do my Snapchat?
And July 7th for Super Hentai?
Yep. Be on the lookout. July 7th, Super Hentai.
On SoundCloud, right?
On SoundCloud,
cool.
Yes.
And then you said your Snapchat?
Yes. Sean C150. Don't be afraid to give me on Snap.
Cool. And then obviously for Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, it's always going to be at Painfully Tight. And then for myself, at Javon_Kamanawai. And are you wrapping us out? You giving us one potentially final wrap?
Something to leave the people with?
Yeah, it has to be something good, man. You got.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something sad.
No, you gotta bring the fire.
Don't do that.
You can't go out with a whimper. You gotta go out with a bang. Take us out.
All right. I get it with precision. Cut it and kill it like I'm in the kitchen. Yeah. Cooking up like I'm Chef KD. Everybody really won't be me, but they can do it like I do it. Watch how I move it. Yeah. Moving with bullets. Get it like realists. Skilling like grills. Grilling with skills you never seen before. I'm getting more. We did it again. We did it right. This has been Painfully Tight.